Hey everybody, Stacey here from Sleigh Workshop. Thank you all for coming. Having a little bit of technical difficulties right now, trying to get Tariq on here. He's coming though. He's on his way. So we'll be starting in just a moment with him. Nice to see everybody. If you don't know me, I'm Stacey with Sleigh Workshop, and I've been in the holiday decor industry now for 22 years. This is going to be my 22nd season in the lovely commercial Christmas decor industry. And Tariq is a friend of ours, a friend of Sleigh Workshop, who has an amazing event planning company. And he'll tell you more about that when he jumps on. So just give us a second. I'm going to jump off here for a second and try to get him in here. Okay. So we'll see you in just a minute. Thank you guys for waiting very patiently. It's worth it, I promise.
All right, I made it. There you go.
Oh, there he is. Okay, great.
I had to create a separate Zoom account real quick, and it worked.
Well, that was crazy, but I'm really glad that you're here. So thank you so much for coming. I'm going to give you a quick introduction. I already introduced myself, Stacey Jordan, Sleigh Workshop. Um, so Tariq is a founder of Bounce My House. Is that what it's called? Okay. And Eventhawk. Um, and he's one of the like loudest voices and respected voices in the event industry, rental industry. And he started with just a couple inflatables. I'm sure he'll tell you his whole story, but like in his garage and grew into this big rental company. And with like 1,000 5-star reviews, I think is what you have, like a
Yep.
lot of them. And with the event hack, you help a lot of other people, small business owners get into the industry. And that's why I have you on here because I have a passion for helping small business owners. As anybody who's watching will know, if you know me, I love helping people in the Christmas industry. And this is just I see another great way to help these small business owners. So if you want to go ahead and start, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's crazy how we met at a similar webinar where Stacy crashed my webinar. We are kind of the opposite. So we operate in the summer, and then we have nothing to do in the winter. So my people are looking for stuff to do. So we're looking into Christmas lights. So we host a webinar, bring on some people, and Stacy jumps in, and I have no idea who she is. And then one of the other people was like, "Hey, Stacy's here. She's kind of a big deal. You should let her talk." I'm like, "If you say so." And sure enough, we unmuted Stacy, and she was a huge hit. And then the rest is history. So if I could share my screen, I could kind of, let me send me a request. And sorry
Yes,
again
you
for the
can.
delay, guys. I was having Zoom troubles. Um, all right, so I'll share my screen. And forgive me, this is kind of really going into our busy trade show season. So we have a big trade show coming up, and so I had to recycle some slides from a previous webinar. So this is not going to be a big fancy slideshow. It'll be pretty quick. I promise I won't take up too much of you guys' time. But essentially, we're going to be talking about how and why to start a party rental business. Real quick, who this is for? Anybody who's really looking for something to do in the summertime. So if you're busy in the winter and looking for something to do in the summer, if you're in holiday rentals, or really, I mean, really, it's just a great business to get into. It's an awesome, just an awesome industry. Great people, very very cool. You get to deliver fun, and it's a lot of fun. So for me, this is going to be a lot. I like to use this slide. This is how you're going to feel by the end of my webinar. It's going to feel a lot overwhelming, but I promise I'll try to really slow it down. But who the heck am I? So my name is Tariq Elkhatib. I started with a small party rental business in a storage unit. Now we have a big warehouse. We have an office space. We have forklift, big team, all that fun stuff. And yes, we have over 1,000 5-star reviews for my party rental business. We've done huge events for everybody from Apple to Chicago Cubs. I mean, you name it, we've done it. We've had our own in-house DJ service, did a lot of cool stuff. So I own a party rental company, and then I also was a college instructor, and I worked in healthcare before that. And then I authored a book called Bounce House School: How to Start a Party Rental Business and Quit Your Job, which hit #1 on Amazon, which was surreal. I mean, insane, really, because I've never written a book before, but I do public speaking and all that kind of stuff. We have a podcast, so probably similar to a lot of things that you guys have in your industry. I guess I'm kind of the Stacey of our industry. But I founded this company called Eventhawk, where I pretty much help people start and grow party rental businesses the right way. Because it took me, I've been doing this for about 10 years, and I wasted a lot of time. And hopefully we can help we help people get the results without having to waste the time. We have people all over the country. We are the company that got over 500 5-star reviews for Eventhawk. This is from serving over 2,000 clients. We make per month for our clients over $1 million. And then we've won 3 platinum awards from High Level, which recognizes us as a top marketing company. That's what you guys see behind me, those big bulky plaques. But enough about what we do. Let me jump in to get to the front of it. Bump, up, up, up. All right. So this is where it all started for me. Just Uber instead. These are the words that really shook me to my core. I was in healthcare, right? I went to school to be a X-ray tech, and then went into CAT scan, moved up into leading my department, then became a college instructor. But just like probably you guys, I've always wanted to start my own thing. And I started business after business after business. I must have started at least 10 businesses that failed over time. And I have the most amazing wife ever. She's super supportive, but they all like almost didn't move until this business. When I got into party rentals, we made a lot of money fast, but it was
I'm gonna
almost,
bug you for a second, Tariq, just real quick. You said you had about 10 businesses. Give us an example of one that failed. I just would like to hear what
oh
that is.
man, so many, so many. I used to buy and sell cars. I tried
Oh,
authoring
car
before.
trader.
I tried building websites. I tried doing supplements. I tried a lot of different things. I just wanted to be my own boss. Like that was a dream. I think some people have it, some people don't, right? Some people want that, some people don't. I tried a lot of different things.
Okay, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah, it's and the goal was for me. So I was working like overnight shifts at the hospital. My daughter would cry every night when I'd leave her, and she was like 3 years old, and I'd go to hospital and work. I would sleep at home maybe twice a week. That was it, and that was the goal, like for me to get something that for our own, so I don't have to clock in with anybody anymore and have that financial freedom. And it worked. We started a party rental business. We rented a bounce house. Long story short, it sucked. We're like, we can do better. We started a party rental business, and we made so much money so fast. It was crazy, but it was like a curse because the more money we made, the more time I spent during when I wasn't working my job. And then at the end of the year, we still didn't have enough money for me to quit my job. And that's kind of like the dilemma of owning a small business. You make enough money to where you can't kill the business, but then you can't kill your job either. And I was stuck there for like 3 years when my wife uttered these words to me. She's like, you know what? Maybe you should just Uber instead, right? Just kill the business and just Uber instead. And if you're like me, which I'm sure a lot of you get, that is a heart. That's like a stab to the heart to tell me to give up on my dreams. But she was right. Like I wasn't, our marriage was getting rocky. We never spent time together. My kids were growing up and I never see them. I would work at night and then come home and then go deliver bounce house. It was just like I was like a zombie, right? So she said, just Uber. At least it'll be like set schedule, make money on the side. So I told her, you know what? Give me like one last chance. I'm gonna try to learn this. I'm gonna try to learn marketing because that was the thing that I was missing. We had the product, but I just didn't know how to market. And every marketer that I hired just sucked, right? I just had a lot of issues, spent a lot of money, and didn't get results. So I learned marketing, and lo and behold, within 3 months, we tripled our revenue. And that same woman that told me to just quit my business was asking me to quit my day job. She was like, "This is crazy. Where the phone won't stop ringing." And I'll never forget, I was reversing out of the driveway in my scrubs going to work. And she's like, "You got to put in your 2 weeks today." Best day. I can't. That was the best moment ever. But from there, I started a party rental business. The party rental business grew. We got a warehouse. I quit my job and never looked back. And then I started seeing people having my same struggles in the Facebook groups and stuff like that. And I just started helping them for free. Like, hey, don't hire a marketer. This is what you have to do. I've hired marketers. They all suck. Just do this and you'll get the results I got. And the weirdest thing would happen. they would tell me, hey, can I hire you as my marketer? I'm like, I just told you don't hire a marketer. Like, you can do it yourself. But after so many of those requests, there was clear that there was a need, and I really enjoyed it. So I was like, you know what? Let me give this a shot. So I took on, one client, then five, then 50, then 500, and it just kind of blew up from there. So that's my story in a nutshell for so how Eventhawk was born. It was really born from just starting my own business, doing well, and then me being a college instructor. Naturally, I was able to teach people how to do the same for their business. Um, from there, the reason I wrote the book is because it's really an untapped gold mine. According to Google, there's way more demand, similar probably to what you guys do. There's way more demand than supply. There's not enough companies that offer party rentals. And what you're left with is a lot of scams on Facebook, a lot of people who just like people get desperate. They need to rent a bounce house. They need to rent tables and chairs. They need to rent stuff. And they just go with the guy on Facebook because the legit guys like us are booked out. And then there's nothing left for them but somebody who rips them off. So there's so much more demand than supply, and there's a lot of opportunity. And it's one of the few businesses similar to what you guys do where you can make more than your initial investment your first year. If you've ever studied business, the goal is to make your initial investment back in like 3 years, right? Like in 3 years, you're supposed to break even or something like that. You can double your initial investment in year one in this industry. And that's what I love about it. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit about that. But it really all starts with the vision. This is where I want to pause real quick. It's really important to understand what you want. If you get into this business just to make money, just to make a quick buck, you will, but then you'll get stuck like me because you don't know what you want. It is going to be a lot of work. It's hard work. It's backbreaking work, and it's going to take a lot of time. And if you don't know what you want, you just end up chasing a bunch of different things. So I start the book with this idea that you really have to know what you want, how much time you want to put into this, because it will take a lot of time in the summer, but it's also very rewarding. Now, how much can you expect to spend versus make? I thought I put together let me see. Bum, 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 bum. I had a slide here. I want to share with you guys. I'm going to pull up the PDF version of the book real quick because I want to show you guys what um, what you can expect. So what is this business like anyways? So this is my website here. So we offer everything from bounce houses to tents, tables, chairs, dunk tanks. This is what you would do as a party rental business owner. And the cool thing is this stuff is huge, but it all folds up. So it doesn't take a lot of room. You could start in your garage. And this is what we do. We rent out bounce houses, tables, chairs. We deliver them to the client, and then we pick them back up. And that's the best part of this. You get to sell the same thing over and over and over and over. And you sell it for a decent amount. So I want to start with what you can expect to make. I have like the Google Doc version here. Here we go. All right, so let's see.
Your screen looks like my screen in my Google Drive. Just so many documents.
Yep. All right, so chapter 2, page 39. So this is where I want to just kind of get to the point here and let you guys know what it costs to get into this business and what you could expect to make. I probably worked with more people than anybody else in this industry, so I have a lot of data on this. And this is the most important thing I want you to take away from this to really understand if this is for you or not. This is what you can expect to invest, right? No, this is the wrong one right here. All right, so if you invest $20,000 into party rentals, that's the minimum that I'd recommend you invest. You could easily break even your first year, right? Easily. You might even make more, right? If you invest 30,000, you can make approximately 40,000 your first year. If you invest 40, you can make 60. These are really conservative numbers. So this is what the minimum, if you don't have $20,000, then I don't know that it would be good, for you to get into this. You're not going to be all in because there's insurance costs, there's marketing costs. We'll talk a little bit about that. But I don't know about you guys. These are really, really good numbers for most businesses. Usually you can't start a business with this little, and there's so much demand, right? Like it's almost guaranteed that you're going to make your money back. There's nothing guaranteed, but there's so much demand that you can easily make it back because I've talked to people who did like during COVID, we were busier than ever. During the 2008, I wasn't around in 2008 recession, but people were busier than ever. The thing is, people will never stop spending money on entertainment. That's the last thing to go. They won't eat They'll eat ramen noodles, but they'll still throw a birthday party for their kids. So this is something that it's almost recession proof, honestly. And that's what's really cool about this business. No matter what happens in the worst years of our economy, this business skyrocketed. We were one of those people that really did really one of those industries that did really well during the pandemic. Was our best year. So this is what you can kind of expect. So if you have $20,000 to spend, I'll show you guys kind of where to invest that in the book. But really, this is what you expect to bring back with a legitimate business. You can make more, you can make a lot more, but those are conservative numbers. Does that make sense, Stacey?
Yes, that does make sense. And you're going to talk a little bit about like what you would need to buy with that $20,000, right? And how that works and how you help
Exactly.
with all that, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
So the first thing you need to know is trucks and storage. You do need a place to store this stuff. This is what my initial storage unit slash garage looked like. So your garage might look like this if you do this. So you got to be
If
ready
that was
for it.
actually your place right there,
That was, yeah. This was actually a storage unit we
that's like a
rented.
nightmare in my brain.
It was a nightmare. Yeah, we couldn't afford a warehouse, so we just rented a storage unit. And two, we had 8 storage units at some point. So if we needed something for a customer, we had to go check for 8 storage units. And this is what my storage units looked like. We didn't have shelves or anything like that. But this is what you have to, are you ready for this? Is your family ready for this? Because they're going to go on this trip with you, right? Most people start out of their garage. This is what your garage might look like. Hopefully
Right.
you're near to me. But and you're going to need a truck to transport this stuff, which is what's really cool because a lot of you guys, if you're already doing, if you already have another business, you probably already have a truck, a pickup truck, trailers, box truck, any of that will work. I started it out of I started with a minivan, right? Anything really depends on, you just have to really be conscious of what you buy and whether or not it's going to fit in your vehicle. But those are the things that you're going to need eventually. This is what my place looks like right now. We have box trucks, trailers, and everything's a lot more organized. So this is like, we have two setups. We either have a pickup truck with a trailer. Sometimes we just use a pickup truck by itself. But this stuff is really heavy, minimum 300 pounds. That you're going to need a second person to flip this stuff in there. And this is what it looks like when you're it's pretty big compared to the size of the person. The tools you'll need a dolly. You'll need stakes. Like this is me and my guys here after doing some rolls. They're pretty big. They're pretty heavy. And there's a list of tools that you need. But really, you're going to need essentially just a big dolly, some small tools, some cleaning supplies, nothing crazy outside of that. Really, the biggest expense, if you don't already have it, is a truck. That's really the biggest expense in this business to begin with. If you don't already have it, if you don't already have a truck or a van or something, you're going to have to get one, and that's probably going to be the most costly thing. Now, where a lot of people get stuck is insurance. So you're dealing with children, so it's very sensitive stuff here. And you've seen on the news bounce houses flying away and stuff like that. So getting insured and getting field training and legal stuff is very important. The good news is it's not as expensive as you think. Most people can start out with less than $5,000 their first year for insurance, which isn't crazy. And you could break it up into payments, and that's part of the initial investment. And then you're going to need, software and systems. Like this is unlike Christmas lights or unlike a lot of other things. You're going to have a lot of stops. Like this was one weekend for us, all these different stops that we're going to. Sorry, the pictures are kind of zoomed in. But you could, like, we probably had 2 or 3 trucks doing all this, but it gets really crazy in the summer. I mean, the demand gets insane. People will be like just throwing money at you to get any water slide that you can because the guy on Facebook canceled on them and needs something last minute.
So Tariq, I'm gonna say I was just checking in our audience here if they're able to raise their hand and ask some questions. Are you open to that if anyone has any questions?
Absolutely. Feel free to interrupt.
Okay, so if anybody has any questions for Tariq while we're going through this, please raise your hand, or at the end you can always email us or contact us. We're going to have all our information as well. Just wanted to throw that out there. So sorry, go ahead.
So this is what the job actually looks like. You're going to be, this is how we roll up the inflatables. You're going to be on your hands and knees, typically 2 people. So you're going to need some help, and it is physical. So if you have a bad back or if you don't have any help, then this will be difficult for you. It is really heavy stuff. This is what they look like when they're blown up. It's really awesome. It's beautiful. It's a lot of fun. When I see this, I get excited. But if you don't like kids and you don't like families, then this is not for you, right? I came from healthcare, so I used to see people on their worst days, and it was nice to finally do something where people are actually excited to see me, not coming to the ER and they're just sick of me. This stuff needs to be cleaned really well and dried. We hire a lot of young guys; they have a lot of fun with them, but It's the maintenance of the equipment is really, really important. If you roll up the inflatables and you don't dry them really good, they can mold, and there goes $3,000-$4,000 down the drain. So it does take a lot of equipment care, more than what you guys might be used to. Um, some more pictures here. Digital marketing is really important. Very, very important. This is a part that a lot of people will spend $20,000 on equipment, but then $0 on marketing or digital presence. And then they wonder why they're left with really not a lot of bookings or just getting the people off Facebook who are nickel and diming them. So you really will need a website. And that's what we do. That's what we help with. We're the number one company that helps with websites, digital marketing, funnels, follow-ups, all that. And that's pretty much the business in a nutshell. I know I kind of ran through it really quick. I wanted to really leave room for Q&A, but this slide is really, really important here. These are my two bunny rabbits, Fabio and Lam Lam. And the purpose of them here, I was saying this one day, and then there's a saying where if you try to catch two rabbits, you catch neither. And I was writing that in a book, and I'm like, holy crap, I actually have two rabbits. That's crazy. And I've tried to catch two rabbits, and you can't. And that's why you really, if you're going to do this, you really need to be ready to build a team. And part of that team is going to be your marketing team, which would be us, your delivery team. You're going to have to get good at hiring, your sales team. You're going to have to be good at answering the phone or having somebody else answer the phone if you're at work or doing something else. If you try to do everything on your own and try to catch two rabbits, you will catch none, and you'll be left with a bad reputation, making people like me look really good, which is why we have the top reviews, because a lot of people are like, man, the other guys sucked. They were late, or they double booked because they didn't use a booking software. They did everything by paper and pen, and they double booked and they just didn't show up. So that's pretty much what I got here. What do you
All
guys
right.
think?
We have a
Questions?
question. Patrick is asking, what's an average amount you rent those big slides for?
Yeah, great question. I'll show you. Let me stop my share here. So we go to my website. So we have about 50 inflatables or so. And if it decides to load, I will tell you how much we charge for them. All right. So in my area, we charge about $400
Okay,
for
let's share where you're at then, with everyone. We can come
yeah.
stalk you.
Yeah, so I'm in Chicago, but it really ranges from, in the warmer areas. If you're in Florida, Texas, you're going to charge less, but you're going to be operating year round. Let me show you. So here it is. So I have a breakdown of what you can charge. You find it. Mm,
Okay, keep talking. I'll be right back.
yep, I'm just trying to find. I have it broken down by area here. All right, let me go back to the beginning with the table of contents. Pricing, policies, and procedures, page 107.
So I'm just gonna be this person that does this.
You
Look at this.
bought the book? Oh my
Look what I
God.
got.
That's so cool. Oh my God.
I'm a book person. I buy books and never read them, but I'm going to actually read this one because I think it really does help. And it's really like what you're looking at is what's in the book. So you said it's
Yep.
page 137. So I'm going to go to
I'm
it.
honored. So 107 is the page
107. Okay.
about pricing and policies.
All right. Yeah. So here it is 107 pricing policies
Yep. 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 Yep.
and
So
software.
um, let's see. Oh, you know what? I think what I did was I put it as a spreadsheet. But essentially, depending where you are in the country, you're going to charge anywhere from 200 to $400 per bounce house on average.
And that's per session. So that would be for how many hours? Like, would that be all
I
day?
would say per day. Yeah, I would just say per day. I mean, we
Okay.
typically rent them for like 4 to 6 hours, but
So you normally don't take one from one day, the same place, another place in the same day.
no,
You take it back and
you can, but everybody's birthday party starts at the same time, so it's not realistically, it doesn't work. So
right.
yeah, there's a lot of things we do to help get more sales, but one of them is, hey, we charge $100 to let you keep it overnight. But tell you what, we're going to do that for you for free if you go ahead and pay right now to get more sales, because
Right.
I don't want to pick it up at 9 o'clock at night because everybody wants to pick up at the same day. So we just pick it up the next day. But yeah, it's, to do the math, if you think about it, if you're charging a lot, these bounce houses cost anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 each. If you get them, at a good price, and you're charging $200 to $400, so you make your money back in like 8 rentals for the most part if you do it right.
Right. So something in your book that says it says don't be the low price guy.
Yeah.
Tell me about that because I get that a lot in the Christmas industry. People are like, "Oh, there's someone in our neighborhood doing it for $150 and we're charging $1,000. What do we do?" And it's like you don't want to be that guy, right? You want to be the low price guy. So maybe you can help with that on when it comes to this.
Yeah, I think you're going to run into the same thing in every industry. What I learned is just focus on yourself, focus on the value that you deliver, not the price. Uh, there's certain things that I found people value in the service industry, which is what we do. Any small business, and the number one thing that I find people value is communication. Communication. If you communicate quickly and friendly, and you're just friendly to people, they will they will fall in love with you and your personality, and they'll want to do business with you, even if you cost more. Quick story: we were sitting at a dealership buying that truck that you saw in the picture, and my wife is like, "Hey, we got to go. There's the same truck down the street for $2,000 cheaper." And by then, we had been there for like 2 hours at the dealership. We're kind of like talking about finalizing the deal and everything. And $2,000, that's a big difference. Of course, I'm going to go down the street to save $2,000, right? Well, wrong, because I really liked the guy that I was talking to. I really liked this dealership. I liked these people. I felt like they knew me. We had a rapport. So what did I do? Out of convenience and because they won me over with their service, I spent the extra $2,000 because there's also uncertainty over there. Who knows what's wrong with that truck over there? And the same way with this, when somebody calls you or you talk to somebody, it's just all about, are you responding quickly? Are you friendly? Don't be formal. Just be awesome. Really sell them on you. And we found that does a lot. And when you do that and couple that with a really good review request strategy, which we have a software for that asks for reviews, you will get those reviews, and then the service starts to sell itself. Because when people now that I have over 1,000 reviews and my next competitor has like less than half of that, when somebody tells me, "Oh, wow, how come you're the highest priced guy in the area?" Which I am, I'm like, well, look at our reviews versus look at their reviews. And then they're like, "Oh, wow, you're right. Something's wrong there. Clearly, there's something going on here that you have 3 times more reviews than your next competitor." So once you
Right.
stack that over time, it just becomes less of an issue.
Definitely. So there's no questions in the queue, but if anyone has questions, please feel free to put one in there. But
Yeah,
something you mentioned something about like the system and the automated reviews. Like in your marketing system that you provide for the people that sign up with you or sign up with your company, does that come with it, or is there something that's like an automated? Like okay, so I signed up with a social media company for my business, and they do automatic text messaging to me every time I get someone on Facebook that gives me a lead. Then it comes to me, and it's really quick and like right away. So your company has that as well, right? So if somebody requests something, it goes right to them, like a response to them right away and to you at the same time.
Yeah, we sell something called I'll write it down for you. This is what we sell: one thing and one thing only. And it is not a software, it is not marketing. This is what we sell right here. WTF. That's what we sell. And
Okay,
it doesn't
explain.
stand for what you think. It stands for the 3 things that changed my life. So remember, I told you my wife told me to just Uber instead.
Yeah.
I went on this journey to figure out what is wrong with my business. Why do I suck so bad? And this is what I was missing. WTF.
Okay.
First thing I was missing was a high converting website. That's what the W stands for.
Website.
A
Okay.
a website that
Website.
is built not for me, for my, because I was building my website. I rebuilt my website 8 times for me, how I like it. Then I realized me and my customers could not be more different. That's why I
Right.
started a business. They didn't. So I have to
Right.
build it. It doesn't matter if I like it. What matters is does
If
it
they
is it
like it. Hmm.
for them? Yeah.
Yeah.
So started understanding what makes a good website. I started studying it. There's a lot of courses that I took and hired mentors. And there's simple things. It's not what you think. It's the simplest things make a website good versus really bad. And once I learned that, my website was really good. Now it was time for the T, right? To start driving traffic to the website. And that's another issue. I didn't understand the difference between marketing and traffic. social media posting. Sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings. Posting on your Facebook and Instagram, that is not traffic. That is not digital. That's just posting, right? That's not necessarily going to drive traffic to your website. That's going to drive traffic to Facebook and Instagram. You're making them money, not you. And for as long as people stay on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, they're not going to do business with you, right? You need to, your goal is to get them to your website. I like to look at it like a cup, right? Your business is a cup and your goal is to fill it up, right? And if, every time you send people to Facebook or Instagram, you're filling up Facebook and Instagram's cup, right? So you really want to fill up your cup where you make the rules, because we know Facebook can just delete your business page out of nowhere for no reason.
Right.
You post they don't like, boom, you're banned. There goes your business. So you don't want to build on sand. So that's, now that you have the website that's high converting, now you drive traffic, and every business is different. In our industry, Google Ads does very, very well. Facebook ads, those two, Google Business Profile, probably similar to you guys. All of those things bring in really, really high quality traffic. And because the website is structured well, that traffic has a higher conversion rate. But we found that no matter how good my website was, no matter how good the traffic was, fact, 99% of the traffic left without ever spending money with me. And I was like, wow, why do I suck so bad? What is wrong? And then I did some research, and that's average. In fact, most of you guys, if you don't know your convert, it's probably at 1%. That's just how it is. And when I looked into it, it's because most people don't spend, like, it's like when you ask somebody to spend money on a website, it's like asking a complete stranger to marry you, literally. Like they don't know you. You're asking for a big commitment. Hey, we just met. Give me your credit card number. Like, I don't even know if this website's legit. You know, if it's
Right.
Amazon, that's different. We're on Amazon every day. We've already gone on so many dates with Amazon.
Right.
It popped the question. We're given buy now, buy now, buy now, right? But with our websites, people have never seen our website before, and people are generally suspicious of small business to give you over their credit card, right? Like, how do I know my stuff's secure? So what I found is that's what the F stands for. And this is what changed my life and this whole industry. F stands for funnels. Funnels essentially take the customer and say, hey, we don't want your credit card. We don't want any of that. Let's just get to know each other. How about this? Instead of giving us your credit card number, just give us your phone number, and instead we'll give you a quote, or we'll give you a coupon code, something that's just like a lead form, right? And
Mhm.
you make your whole website focus on that instead of a sale. And when I did that, we went from a 1% conversion rate to a 3% conversion rate, which doesn't sound like much, but
Triple.
that tripled our revenue. Like, it was like 3% still sounds pretty
Huge.
bad. But yeah, I mean, and that's sale conversion rates. Like our lead conversion rate went up to like 15%, but we're able to generate more leads. And the ones that we don't book, guess what? We might book them next year for the next party. We follow up, and we have all those things. So so to answer, long answer for what you said, does your business offer the texting? Yes, we don't give you a choice. Like, people come to us, hey, Tariq, I want you to run my Google ads, or I want you to build my website. Not interested. I sell WTF because this works. I sell what works. You want to pick and choose, go somewhere else. But if you want what works for this industry, we sell you the whole package because we know it works. So our system gets you the website, the traffic, the funnels before the sale, after the sale, asking for reviews. We have all that pre-built for you. And really, you don't have to do it. It's all just pretty much ready to go.
Yeah. All they have to do is actually perform.
Yeah, all they
Right.
have to do is deliver,
Yeah.
right?
I
So
mean, that's
I don't
it.
know
Just deliver.
I don't here. I'll share that. I put this together. So I didn't come here to sell you guys on anything, but again, you guys can totally do it. You can buy the book on Amazon. You really don't need the book if you just want to wing it, but I wouldn't recommend it. So I did put
It's a
together.
good book. It's big. It has big
It
print.
is, it's my life's work.
Yeah. Love it.
You can totally do this. Like, if I can do this, you can. It just took me 10 years. So if you want to save 10 years and not make my mistakes, I would definitely get the book. It's Bounce House School on Amazon. But if you want more and you don't want to just read the book and do it on your own, you just don't have time to mess around. You have $20,000 and you're like, hey, Tariq, where should I spend my money? I don't want to mess around. I don't have time to read the whole book myself, or I can read the book, but I need some hand holding, and I want to have this business ready by 2026. Because this season pretty much starts in like March, and that's when people start to book for like Easter and stuff. So I did put together a special offer for exclusively for this webinar, where we pretty much help you start the business in 60 days. So I'm not gonna put the offer out there unless anybody's interested. So I don't know if you have access to the chat. Is anybody interested in learning about that, or we could just go back
They'd
to
have to
Q.
raise their hand in the queue in the
Raise your hand to put it in the
participation.
chat. I
Yeah.
just, hey, you guys didn't come here to be sold to, so
No,
uh,
I'm interested. I want to hear it. Sell to
interesting.
me. Yeah. I want to hear the pitch. I'm all about it.
All right, so
I mean,
here's
maybe I want to start a bounce house business. I mean, sorry, an event. What do we call it? Patrick always tells me it's an event planning,
oh whatever you. It's not. It's
party
part.
planning. I don't know.
So
Bounce house.
here's again. This is not like this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I haven't had a chance to do it because honestly, I mean, Eventhawk is doing so well. We're growing so fast, and man, I'm getting invited to so many speaking engagements, and I'm going to be speaking at Transworld if Rich ever calls me back. By the way, he never called me back.
No,
I'm
you're going to be
speaking.
speaking there because I'm helping you with that. So
Okay,
don't
all right,
worry. Yeah.
cool.
You'll be
That's
there.
March, and then I have another speaking one in March in Tennessee, and then one in January in Texas, and then another one in January in Michigan. So
Wait,
all this
really
is
quickly, tell me the names of the ones you're going to be at in January. I'm just curious. What are they called? Where are you speaking at? What are the places you're going to?
so January's ARA, the American Rental Association, which is huge. That's the biggest. Like that was an honor, really. I didn't expect them to reach out to
And
me.
where is that located?
Ellen's in Michigan, so they have a Michigan chapter. So I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
And then in Dallas, we have our own conference, the Bosses Conference, that we're. I think you've yet to send me some venues, but we're
Excuse me, Patrick, are you listening?
yeah. Yeah. I'm super behind, but
No,
all
us too.
this
It's fine. We'll
all
catch
this
up.
to say, I don't have a big special offer page for you guys because what I'm about to tell you guys about, what I'm about to sell you, has not been built yet. All right, because I haven't really had time to build it. So if enough people are interested, then maybe we'll do it. So I have it slotted for December. But if we get some sales early, pre-sales, and obviously we'll hook you guys up, then we will get it done. But essentially, it's a 60-day startup challenge, and it's the Bounce House School Challenge course, which is essentially goes alongside the book, and it's a bunch of content and videos and step-by-step examples to really hold your hand through the startup process. And what I'm super excited about is the Bounce House School AI GPT. So this is basically, let me show you guys this bad boy. Let's say you read the book and you are just like, I forgot what the book says and I don't want to go through a bunch of pages. Which bounce houses should I buy to start with?
Oh,
This is
so this
it.
is your bot. This is
This
your
is my
AI bot.
bot. Yes,
Okay,
it
great.
reads the whole book for
Mhm.
you, and then it
Yeah.
tells you what page. Tariq gives a no BS starter kit in chapter 3. I didn't even tell it
Right.
to talk like that. Sheesh.
I think you taught it that
I don't, you know what? I don't curse. I just, it's not something I do. So my wife thought it was funny to get me sticky
with
notes
the
with a bunch of
WTF. Yeah, that's
yeah.
hilarious.
So yeah, so this AI is also again, I've never really shared this AI, but that's $49 a month is the plan for that. It's ready to go and it tells you, hey, chapter 3, page 49, so you don't have to read the whole book every time. So all that is oh yeah, right here. That's pretty much over the course of a year, you'd spend $1,500 on for $49 a month and then $1,000. But since it's not built, if anybody's interested, I'm willing to offer it for anybody here today for just $497 one time. That's it. And that would cover the course and the AI GPT. The course we would start in December. So we would pretty much build it together, and that's why it's discounted. And for anybody who goes ahead and does this today, I will even throw in a signed physical copy of the book, so you don't have to buy it on Amazon.
Mine's not signed. I'm very disappointed.
I got you. I got you in what is it, March? We're
In
getting
St.
March.
Louis. We'll catch up.
There you go. And also, if you guys are really excited and you just can't wait, then I'll give you a PDF copy today so that you can access it. So, do you want me to share the link in the chat here?
Yeah, I don't know if they have access to it. I'm going to send an email out to everybody with it.
Yeah, so
They
you
can
can
see that.
actually, I planned for that. So you can actually go to
Great.
eventhawk360.com/launch, and that will take you straight there. I do have it just like tonight only because I really don't want this out there. We have a very big audience, and if they see this, they'll be upset because I've been asked about this and I gave the higher price and I really don't want the bigger price out there. So it does, let me show you what the page looks like. Once the I'm really good at this whole building landing pages stuff. So I got it with a timer. 1 hour, 14 minutes. And once it's expires, this form is gone and it just says, sorry, this offer expired. So I'm not kidding. It's not just like a thing that I'm just saying because I really don't want to send it there. I don't want people to sign up. I don't have my team doesn't even know that we're doing this. So I really want to anybody who signs up today, I will personally be mailing you the book, signing them, making sure that you get access to all this stuff. So it would have to be tonight so that we can I can make sure that I personally take care of this for you guys.
Yeah,
And
so the 60-day startup you would start in December or in
in
January?
December, correct. Yep, it will be
In
in
December.
December. You'll have lifetime access, but it will start. The plan is to start. I've already got some of the things in there, but honestly, I just haven't. I just need a little bit of motivation. I think once I'm paid, once at least one person pays for it, I feel like I have to because I'm not going to want to refund you guys the money. So I'm like, I have to do this. So I think
That
that's
makes
the
sense.
motivation I need because this book. I've been meaning to do this since January. Literally, it's been a year, and I just haven't had the motivation or the time. But I think now that the off season for us is coming, um, which is the busy season for speaking and stuff. But yeah,
Right. And I think too, now that when you have your speaking engagements coming up in January and then also again in March, that you're going to be able to launch again after another 60 days after this December one, then boom, another one. You're just going to keep rolling it, right? Like you're going to
we'll
have.
we'll see. I mean, yeah, it's a lot. I kind of got to figure out what I want because it takes up a lot of my personal time. But now that you mentioned, so there is a big trade show next month for anybody who's really serious. And if you're near Orlando, so there's the biggest trade show. It's called IAPA. Um, it's in Orlando, and it's like where people go there, like where Disney goes there to buy roller coasters. It's like the funnest
Yep.
convention site. Not no offense to Trans World, but it is huge. They got like literally roller coasters and all kinds of stuff, VR, all kinds of stuff you could try. And literally like I said, Disney stuff go there to check out their stuff. And there's a small section. It's small in comparison, but it's a inflatable section where you can go and talk to all the inflatable manufacturers
Are you
and
going to have a booth there?
we are. Yep. So we're gonna have a booth,
Okay.
so I'll be there as well. We're having a meetup and we're throwing a party there. So that is, yeah, we'd love to meet you in person
When
as
is
well.
your meetup and your party?
That is going to be no the party. So we have we have a meetup on Monday, November 17th, I want to say. That's a Monday, and then we have a party on Wednesday at the Top Golf over there, the 18th.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Monday and Wednesday we have two parties. Anybody's interested, you guys have our website. Just
I'm going to bring my book to Orlando and I'm
you're
going to see you
coming?
there.
You're coming to Orlando?
I mean, I can't make any promises, but I'm pretty sure we'll be there. Yeah.
Would love that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So our website is eventhawk360.com. And if you go there, you can contact us about any questions about IAPA or the book. Like I said, if you contact my team, they're gonna have no idea about this thing that I just made up for you guys right now.
So go there and
Honestly,
sign up, guys, if you want it. You have an
yes.
hour and 11 minutes. People are watching on Facebook too, so I'm posted everywhere on there. So
Yep.
some people on Facebook saying, commenting, and I'm sorry, I've been totally ignoring them, but Ron Musgrave said good stuff, and Stu said hi, and Cole said WTF. He put that in there. He thought that was great. So
Yes.
there's some people on Facebook responding to us, and because I wasn't watching Facebook, and it's just me and you right now, like we're just doing this. So I don't have a team behind me, like in the background doing any marketing back here. It's just us.
I
Yeah.
do that all
So
the time. I don't know if I was sharing my screen, but yeah, it's Eventhawk. Can you see my screen or?
yes, we got it. Uh-huh.
Yes, just eventhawk360.com/launch for anybody who's interested. And just eventhawk360 if you guys just want the website. I'd love to get in touch with you. And it's really a cool business to get into, very rewarding. It has been for me, and I hope that it does the same for you guys.
So I want to ask you before we jump off here, because we want to make sure everyone has any more questions anyone has, we can answer for them. I'm going to look at the Facebook real quick to see if anybody's on here asking any questions. You guys on Facebook, if you have any questions, post them. I'm actually reading it now, so I'm sorry for ignoring you all. But there's like if you had to give anybody some advice before they got started in this industry, like what would you give them? Like what would you tell them?
Read the book, honestly.
That's the advice.
That's because listen,
Yeah.
I bought the wrong equipment. I bought the wrong tools. I've hurt my back. And the worst part is, I mean, I don't want to get too personal here, but honestly, the worst part is I didn't know what I wanted, and I lost something that I'll never get back. I just it's not it's well known, not well known. I don't talk about it much, but I started this business with my brother, who was younger than me. I kind of, we partnered together. It was really cool. And, it really strained our relationship because I was working a job, two jobs and starting a business. And I thought I knew what I wanted. And I pushed so much and I pushed him and it pushed us away. And unfortunately, not too long off after he took his own life. And that was like the last few years we had together were really bad. He was like 10 years younger than me. Like I was the cool big brother. And I lost that in the last few years, and it hasn't been, it's only been like two years now, maybe three, and it still sucks. It really sucks that, um, again, everything's meant his time. It was his time, but it's really important. Here's the biggest thing that I learned is that your dream business and your dream life don't always align. You might
Right.
get dream business, but it might destroy your dream life. It might take you away from your wife, your kids, your family, the things that you did it for. Like, why do you want to start a business? Why do you want more money? Oh, because I want to spend more time with my family. I want to take my family on vacation. Well, if in order to do that, you have to not see your family for 5 years because you think it's going to happen in a year, but it ends up taking 5, 6 years. Then your kids don't even recognize you anymore. Then they're older and they don't really want to spend time with you anymore. Like that was my nightmare, and unfortunately, part of it did, come to fruition. I just don't want that for you guys. So
Right.
uh, that's why I say the best advice is read the book because I cover, and it is a pretty long book. I cover all the things in there from what to buy, what not to buy, insurance, what mistakes I've made, and I've talked to literally thousands of people in this and collected data from them over the last decade or so. And you get all that for $20 on Amazon. And
Right. Well, just off the bat, I'm really sorry about your brother. There's no words to describe that. I had a really close friend of mine do the same last year as well. And you just don't expect it. And it just definitely changes you. It changed me in the fact that I know that I would never want to do that to the people that I love. And that, like what she did actually pushed me to come out and like this leap of faith to start Red Sleigh Workshop, right? Like the same exact thing. Like I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to live my life like this anymore. I'm not going to be wasting any more time. I'm going to just do what I love and help as many people as I can. And the tragedy inspired me, right? And like I think that's what you're trying to say is you don't want to live your life for you don't want to be living at work, right? You want to work to live, not live to work, right?
and this business will
Yeah.
do that. And I think it's really cool that, you're part of your friend's legacy is you
Yeah.
starting Red Slate. And that's forever going to be in her legacy because she caused that.
Right.
Uh, and again, the curse, I thought the curse was that my businesses always fail. I'm a loser. Nothing works. But it was actually the curse is when your business does make some money, but not enough money. And you're just stuck. You really are. You don't want to let your customers down. You don't want to let your family down. And nobody's happy because you're not full time. And that's what most people in this industry, that's where they find themselves. And that's when they come to me. And they're like, "Hey, Tariq, I can't quit my job." And that's really what we help people do. We help people quit their jobs and do what they love full time. And we try to do that within a few months instead of a few years. That's really our whole vision at Eventhawk. Um, and unfortunately, a lot of people, by the time they've come to us, it took them, they lost something to get to the point where they're like, I need help. And hopefully you
Right.
guys are smarter than that, or have the blessing of getting exposed to this before you get to that point.
Well, and that's like with Red Slate Workshop too. What we like to do with the small business owners is help them see where they want to go in the future from their residential lighting. Maybe they have their pest control business or their roofing business and they've been doing successful there. They're successful with the residential Christmas lighting, but we want to give them the opportunity to move into the commercial space, which is what I've been doing for the last 22 years, and commercial Christmas with like the theme parks and cities and places like that. That's what I'm passionate about doing. But adding something like this, what you do, the party rentals, adding that to their business that's already successful. They already have crews, they already have guys on staff, they already have the trucks, they already have the equipment, they have all that. Like, but how can they keep these guys working all summer long? That this is huge for them. This is an amazing offer that you're giving them because it's like the same thing that I like to help them out with. Like, how can you triple your sales by going into a commercial space? How can you triple your business by having skilled employees that you've taken all these years to train and you can only keep them on a couple months out of the year, but now because you have this other business that you're doing, you can invest $20,000 to $40,000 and keep those guys on instead of having to reinvest in training every year, year after year after year, right? It's a no-brainer for me about this. But again, it's what if you're passionate about it because it's changed your life, right? I feel like these folks are going to become passionate about it too if they actually, if they're interested, right? If they're interested, they'll be your client and they'll move forward. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you the biggest complaint that we get in our industry is the people, like hiring. I can't find people to do the deliveries and all that. So if you guys already have the guys, like this is, I mean, that's the hardest part really, because that's just what they struggle with. So if you've
well, that's
already,
the trick because the thing is they have the people, they just can't keep the
yeah,
people all year.
that's the
So
hardest part. So that
it's
helps.
opposite.
Yeah, yeah, that's great because and your people are already disciplined and they have customer service skills. So
Sometimes, I mean,
well,
it's
we
Christmas
end up hiring
lights,
a lot of like high schoolers and things like that. We have to kind of teach, and then they sleep in on Saturdays. Your people are already kind of hopefully established. So yeah, it would be a cool plug and play. And again, you don't have to, buy the book or do it. You could literally, here's what I'll do for anybody here. I do have a free resource where you can really kind of map out what it would look like. So let me share this. I haven't looked at it in a while, but if you go to bouncehouseschool.com/vault, like a vault. So there's a bunch of free resources there that align with the book. And if you go to money, I think
oh wow. There's a lot of information there.
there's a lot of stuff. I'm trying to see. Mm-mm-mm. I think it might be in pricing and stuff. Hang on.
So
Yeah,
you have a
price.
lot of the tools just right here for anybody to take
Oh
and
yeah,
look
yeah,
at.
yeah.
That's great.
This is really where you can, so yeah, you can go, like, this is free. There's no login. Like, I made this super easy to access. I have videos on, like, you can binge this stuff for days just to really see like what are other people charging in your area. This is a spreadsheet that I put together. It's like a competitor analysis to put what everybody's charging, so you can see for yourself, like, hey, Tariq is charging this. What are they charging in my area? Because I don't want you to go off and start this business based on my numbers. You want to study your market. But
Right.
yeah, if you go to probably, let's see, inventory. Here it is, revenue calculator. So with this revenue calculator, you can kind of estimate. Is this so zoomed in? All right. So with this revenue calculator, I have already pre-filled what I recommend you spend your money on. So if you have, let's say you have $30,000 to spend, um, $19,000 of that would be on, or about 20,000 would be on inventory. The other 10 would be on insurance, marketing, etc. And I already have for you right here, like what I would buy. I would buy one bounce house, a bounce house slide combo, one water slide, two pop-up tents, six tables, and 40 chairs. Like I already have it laid out. And what's cool here is you can look at how many times do you think you will rent it per month? So if you are in like a warm area like Florida, you could put like three. If you're in a cold area like Chicago, you could put, or sorry, this is oh, okay. So I have how many months out of the year you're going to operate. So if you're in like Florida, then you'd put like 12. If you're in Chicago, then you'd put like six. So if I'm in Florida and I'm going to operate 12 months and I'm expecting to rent this stuff out, let's say half the time, right? And this will actually tell you how much you can expect to make that first year. So you'd spend 19,000 and make 31,000, excluding insurance and other stuff, which runs you about another 10,000. Yeah, I'd have to see them, but yeah, I mean, these are really conservative numbers. You could play around with it. You could say, hey, if I do really good at marketing and I rent everything out 3 times per month, what would that look like? And you'd go to 45,000. So you can really see projecting in how many months, how much money you can make uh, doing this. So this is a free resource, just bounce house school/vault. And you could binge watch a bunch of that stuff. It goes side by side with the book.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great. I haven't dug into your book yet, but I did see that vault information and there's a QR codes in the book too. You can go right to it from the book. That was really, really cool. I thought that was a great resource. Yeah, so I think that you look online if anyone's messing. People are talking about their Halloween stuff, so that's what's going on Facebook right now. Halloween's the next big event happening around in this industry. But so I'm just thank you so much, Trig, for coming on and sharing with us. And opening up some people's eyes to this industry. And I know there'll be a lot of rewatches happening on this on our social media channels. So if anyone is rewatching and would like to get a hold of us, our information is going to be in the on the pages on Facebook if you're on there. Or we'll give out the information in the email to all of our attendees as well, how to get a hold of us. Yeah, and I mean, thank you so much again. And there's no other questions from people, but what do you think that if somebody is wanting to start, like you said, get the book, that's a way to start. But like, is there anything that you could say, like as far as mindset goes, they should start where they should start in that space? Like you said, I mean, is there any advice you can give them on that?
The the book is really important, not just because it's mine. I think, by the way, I think like $3 per sale. So I won't get rich selling the book. Amazon takes a good chunk of it. But you see all these books here. I look at books like time machines, really. Like you get to go to the future, see what the future looks like, see what the winning lottery numbers are, and then come back and play them. That's what a book is like to me. So as far as mindset, definitely study, right? Study first, read a book, read my book, read other books, really understand what it's going to be like, kind of map everything out, and then start. But don't just start. Don't just because what a lot of people do is they go to rent a bounce house. They say, "Holy crap, that's $500. I'm just going to buy one." Then they go buy one for $2,000, and they're like, "Oh, I'll just rent it out 4 times and I make my money back." That's literally how a lot of us started our businesses. We didn't want to pay. We are too cheap to pay the bounce house guy. That now we complain about the people who are like us. And so we just started the business, but then quickly it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. I need more than one. I need two. I need five. And the next thing you know, your wife's pissed off at you because the garage smells like, like mold because you didn't clean them out. It ends up being a lot. So you really have to kind of just look ahead and think to yourself, what is it that I want? How many hours do I want to? Do you want to work weekends? This is good. You're not going to get to be on barbecues a week. You're going to be delivering while everybody else partying and drinking, right? That's what you're going to be. You're going to be sacrificing your weekends, your holidays. Busiest day of the year for us is 4th of July, right? So is that what you're ready to sacrifice? Now you could deliver early and stuff, but still people are going to have issues. You're going to have to go bounce houses and work in the chair broke, whatever. But you really want to study your market to see how much demand is there out there. There's tools online that I mentioned in the book as well, where you can actually see how many people in your market are looking for bounce house rentals or even Christmas lights, whatever
Right.
it is that you want to do. That is the number one thing that I wish somebody taught me before I started all my businesses. I used to think, hey, I'm a good guy. And if I make a good product, everybody's going to come running. Wrong, because you don't know how to market it. It's like,
Analytics behind it, the whole thing.
it's,
Yeah.
well, it's
Mhm.
like a restaurant. It's like a restaurant with great food, but you're in the middle of the desert. Nobody knows you exist. Doesn't matter how good the food is. It's like, oh well, the food, nobody's coming to my restaurant. Let me change up the menu. There's no like that's not going to do anything, right?
You
Because
have to
there's no
become visible.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Mhm.
that's one of the things. So before you start, maybe your market, maybe there's not a lot of people looking for bounce houses in your market. Every market I've seen there are because it's kids and people spend a lot of money on their kids, so that's what's cool. I'm not sure how Christmas lights are, but I imagine that's something people spend a lot of money on. But to some people, it's just not important. They'll just buy the Amazon lights, right? With this,
Right.
it's similar. Some people will get the Amazon bounce house, and other people will say, "Hey, I don't want to have to deal with it. I did that last year, and this year I want to do it." But it really comes down to know your market, right? What are people charging in your market? How much search, how much demand is there in your market? And then make sure that you don't spend all your money on inventory. Set money aside for insurance and marketing as well. And those are the things that I take my time to tell you in the book so that you don't do all that. We get a lot of people who are like, "Oh, Tariq, I can't afford to pay you, 200 bucks or 300 bucks a month for marketing." I don't like, dude, you just spent $20,000 on inventory, but you don't have like, yeah, that's too much. I'm like, you
Right.
can't have set. You got to set
Right.
money aside for marketing the inventory that you buy.
Perfect.
So
All right.
those are
Well,
just things that come to mind when we talk to people who really fail because of mindset. So
that's perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you for everybody who's watching. And yeah, I think we're going to close it out. Thank you guys so much.
absolutely.
Thanks for coming,
Thank you,
Tariq. We'll see you
Stacey.
soon.
Thank you
I'll see
guys.
you next month, most likely in Florida.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Stop by the booth.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
you guys
Bye,
have a great
everyone.
day. For having me.
Thank you.